welcome back to my channel. My name is Stasha and I'm a canine behavioral specialist and search dog trainer. Today I'm going to be showing you how to get your dog to walk nicely on a leash. So this is Sophie. She's my 8-year-old black lab mix. I'm using her for the sake of this demonstration because she is probably the most stubborn of all my dogs. And I thought that she would give a more realistic representation of what to expect when you're training this. Heel or loose leash walking, both kind of different things, but heel is first and foremostly a position, right? So when we're teaching a dog to heel, we're teaching them to target our leg, right, with their body. So they learn they are supposed to be next to our leg. That's why it's called heel. When you start to teach this, there's a couple of things that you'll need. You'll need a standard 5 to 6 foot leash, you'll need a flat collar, and you'll need a lot of very small treats. This is very much quantity over quality, and it's because we have to be able to reinforce them often when we're walking. I'm going to start by talking a little bit about what you need to do when you're going to train this, and also what not to do. So the first thing I want to mention is don't walk like this, right? When I teach heel, I'm giving my dog the full length of lead. You don't necessarily have to. If you've got a small dog or dog who's tripping over themselves or is naturally walking close to you, you can give them 4 feet, but whatever you choose, keep it consistent. Next piece of advice is I will always, when I'm teaching this, use a flat collar. And the reason is, there's a lot of different types of collars. There's martingales or prong collars or remote collars, etc. Flat collars are easy, they're straightforward, and they're positive. When I teach any new obedience command or anything in general, I like to keep it very positive, right? I want the dog to enjoy it. So just standard leash, standard collar. You are also going to need your treats. And that's pretty much everything you'll need for this exercise. So, when you start training it, the heel command, there's a couple of things that you will want to do. The first thing is you'll want to pick a side. I typically teach dogs to walk on the left because it's standard in competition, but whether you teach them the left or the right, it doesn't really matter. So if I've chosen to have my dog walk on my left, I am going to take a bunch of treats and I'm going to put them in my left hand. I want to make sure that I am always putting the treats in the hand of the side I want the dog walking on. And the reason for that is because if I want my dog to walk on my left, but I've got my treats in my right hand, what ends up happening is dogs will follow the odor of the treats and they'll start looping across your body. That's not fun, it's a tripping hazard. We don't want that. We want something that looks pretty. So anyways, like I was just saying, I want her to walk on my left, my treats are going to be in my left hand, right? I'm going to give her probably about 4 feet of length just because she's a little bit shorter. She doesn't necessarily need all this length, but she has plenty to be able to move away from me. I want a dog to proactively decide to come back to my side when I'm teaching heel, right? I don't want to force them to be there. So, when you start training a dog to walk nicely on a lead, what you want to do is you want to teach them the command first and foremost by just standing still. Sophie. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to lure her here and heel, and then I'm going to reward. Good girl. Sophie. Good girl. I'm using mozzarella cheese, so if you see things falling, that would be what that is. Now, when you start walking, don't just walk in a massive straight line. Because what ends up happening is dogs start sniffing, right? And they start pulling. And dogs are very olfactory motivated. So when they use their olfactory system, it's kind of like a self-rewarding behavior. We don't want them to ever get reinforced, even if it's unintentionally, for pulling us. So how we're going to mediate that is when the dog starts to pull or gets to the end of a lead, we are going to make a very abrupt 90 or 180 degree turn. So let me just get some more treats out really quick. All right. Break this up. So just watch this really quick example, and then I'll explain a little bit more. Now I've got her over on my left. I'm going to say heel, and I'm going to start walking. Good girl. Go heel. Yes, go ahead, girl. Now if they stop, don't be afraid to just keep moving. moving. Good girl.
Yep. Good girl. Yep. Yes, good girl.
So now I might ask her for an automatic sit. Yeah, good girl. All right, so I don't practice this with her very much. What an automatic sit is it's just expecting the dog to sit at the end of the heel on their own without you actually having to say anything. So for this reason, if I'm asking a dog for an automatic sit, I will not say sit at the end of it. I will either lure them into the sit or I'll just stand there and wait for them to test the behavior on their own, and then I'll reinforce it. Now she was still pretty good when I was doing this healing example, but you probably did get to see at least a couple of times where I had to make a pretty abrupt turn just to pull her off of it. And as soon as she came back at my side, I reinforced her. And as we walked around a little bit, it looked a little bit cleaner than it did when we started. Now, if you've got a clicker and your dog's clicker trained, I'm going to show you really quickly the timing that you're going to use for your clicker. You can use your clicker to mark any time your dog is at your side. I know you're ready. All right, so I'll start off by luring her into position. Sophie.
Yep.
Good girl. And then I'm going to start walking. There we go. All right. So basically just like that, I'd one oops in there. But anytime your dog is at your side, right, or they're out there and you turn and they come back up to you, you'll want to click and treat for that. So trying to think if there's anything else I'm forgetting. Basically, that's the gist of it. If you've got a dog who's very environmentally motivated, a lot of times your bird dogs, like your setters and your pointers, are going to be a little more that way. This might take longer. You'll want to start slow. I typically will start dogs in like a 5x5 square, and I'll work out from there. And then gradually, as they get better, increase the distance you're walking straight, increase the amount of eye contact you want, or whatever. Just start making it gradually more complex, and then work on this in a variety of places. But just like with every command, don't expect that because your dog can do it perfectly in the yard, they're going to do it perfectly downtown, right? You want to make sure to practice everywhere. So on that note, thank you so much for watching. Please, if you have any questions, mention them in the comment section below. If you like what you saw today, I would appreciate it if you would subscribe and ring the little notification bell, and then you will see all my future videos. But yes, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Have a wonderful day.